Good morning, good afternoon, and warm greetings to you all. And many thanks for inviting us and giving this platform. My name is Rajdeep Mukherjee. I serve as the project coordinator for the Bay of Bengal Large Marine Ecosystem Project under the Bay of Bengal Program Intergovernmental Organization. Today, I will walk you through the targets, the design logic, the progress, and the emerging insights from Component 3 of the BOBLME project. This is our collective effort to curb marine litter through better waste management and gear related interventions. This presentation is based on the official work plan, national consultations, and progress updates across 2024 and 2025. Let us begin by positioning the core problem. Across the Bay of Bengal region, small scale fisheries dominate. This has shaped our fishing practices and the materials used for vessel construction. Over the past 2 decades, fiber reinforced plastic (FRP) has become the preferred material for boat building. It is affordable, lightweight, and easier to repair. But the same qualities that make FRP attractive also make it extremely persistent as a pollutant. In India alone, our projections show that about 70,000 FRP vessels will reach end of life in the next 5 years. Many do not have a disposal pathway. Once abandoned, an FRP hull slowly disintegrates, producing microplastic fragments by the thousands of tons with every monsoon cycle. This is now one of the fastest growing sources of secondary microplastic pollution in our region. However, the challenge is not limited to India. A study by CIFT documented 465 abandoned FRP boats across only 17 landing centers in India, a striking density. More than 99% of these vessels were FRP sheathed marine plywood or wood, 6 to 12 meters in length, with a life expectancy of roughly 10 years. This combination, short lifespan, low disposal cost, and lack of regulation, has created an incentive for abandonment. We are now observing similar patterns in Sri Lanka and possibly in other parts of Asia. After all, half of the world's fishing vessels are in Asia, so the challenge is systemic, not isolated. While abandoned vessels present a rising risk, abandoned, lost, or discarded fishing gear (ALDFG) remains the most persistent and deadly component of marine litter. Evidence from the Gulf of Mannar and the Palk Strait shows that drifting nets, traps, and ropes continue to entangle marine life long after their economic use has ended. ALDFG contributes to ghost fishing, seabed smothering, and navigational hazards. Because modern gear is more synthetic than before, its ecological footprint lasts much longer. This sets the foundation for why Component 3 is not merely about managing waste, but about reforming the systems that generate it. This is the context of the Bob LMA project. Actually, this is the phase 2 of the project and will be implemented from 2023 to 2028. The first phase of the project was implemented during 2009 to 2015, where a strategic action plan was developed. The same plan forms the foundation of the phase 2 of the project. It is funded by JEF and NORAD. FAO is implementing it while BOBP, IUCN, and SIFTEC are executing it. The Bob LME project spans 7 countries: Bangladesh, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. The BOBP implements the project in 4 of these: Bangladesh, India, Maldives, and Sri Lanka, through long standing partnerships with the national fisheries systems and coastal communities. The project has 5 components. Component 1: Sustainable fisheries, which include establishing an ecosystem approach to fisheries management through co management and institutional capacity building. Component 2, critical habitat and biodiversity protection, includes setting up of effective marine managed areas based on IUCN's Green List, safeguarding mangroves, coral reefs, estuaries, and essential fish habitats. Component 3, marine pollution management, has two subcomponents. The first subcomponent is for managing waste generation in fishing harbor, while the second subcomponent is aimed at introduction of gear marking to address the issue of ALD fishing gears. Component 4 is focused on social and economic development of coastal communities, livelihood resilience, and gender inclusion. Finally, Component 5, regional cooperation and knowledge platform, provides scope for intra and inter-regional partnership building. The design links care, meaning good practices and preventive measures, with crisis response, such as managing abandoned vessels, ghost gear, and harbor waste. Component 3 has five major deliverables. 1. Establish national working groups on pollution management. These ensure coordination across fisheries, environment, local governments, and harbor authorities. 2. Review waste disposal systems and best practices for clean harbors. Many harbors lack structured segregation, reception facilities, and contractual responsibility. 3. Study gear marking practices and develop innovative options. Gear marking enables traceability, enforcement, and fisher accountability. 4. Prepare national guidelines and action plans. These include tailored pollution control plans for each country. 5. Develop capacity building packages and knowledge products, training modules, awareness materials, and technical briefs. All activities advance in parallel and in close coordination with the FAOIMOUNEP RegLitter initiative. We have conducted national consultations in each project country during the last year. A range of issues in each country was identified. Stakeholders also suggested varied solutions to address these problems. Bangladesh faces issues where existing regulations are poorly implemented. Challenges also include insufficient infrastructure and inadequate waste management systems. Proposed actions include upgrading facilities, implementing effective waste management systems, promoting responsible gear marking to reduce marine litter, and fostering collaboration and active participation among all stakeholders. In Sri Lanka, challenges involve the accumulation of plastic wastes in fishing harbors and inadequate waste disposal methods, both on board vessels and onshore. Actions include alignment with national policies to improve waste management and recycling for marine plastics. They are planning fishing gear marking initiatives, including the establishment of a comprehensive regulatory framework. Specific steps involve identifying two fishing harbors as sample sites for a status review and selecting two gear types for gear marking in those sites. The Maldives currently sees plastics collected from fishing boats being handed over to an NGO for recycling or processing. Proposed actions include aligning with national policies focused on improving waste management practices in fishing harbors and promoting recycling initiatives for marine plastics. A status review on fishing related pollution is slated to be taken up in selected sites. In the case of India, Indian fishing harbors contend with multiple waste streams, including solid wastes like plastics and discarded gear, organic waste, inorganic waste, and oil. Issues related to hygiene and facilities also exist. Actions are planned in line with the National Action Plan on Marine Plastic Litter. These actions include improving waste management practices in fishing harbors, promoting recycling initiatives for marine plastics, and the introduction of gear marking initiatives. Furthermore, The consultations identified the need for developing a comprehensive regulatory framework to standardize and enforce efforts related to gear loss assessments and recovery. A status review on fishing related pollution will be taken up in identified sites. We have also started working with the government of Puducherry, a union territory of India, to set up a blue harbour. Across national consultations, several cross cutting insights emerged. First, harbours are major hotspots of mismanaged waste. Not because fishers generate excessive waste, but because harbour administration frameworks are unclear. Second, fishers are strongly willing to adopt gear marking as long as systems are simple and low cost. Third, women in fisheries, especially net menders, have critical knowledge about gear life cycles, yet remain under-consulted. Fourth, FRP disposal remains a blind spot in nearly all national regulatory frameworks. These findings shape the design of regional activities. The true strength of the BOBLME project lies in its modular design, allowing countries to start small, scale fast, and adapt to their realities. Component 1: EFM and Co-Management reduces gear loss, promotes selective gear, and strengthens fisher responsibility. Co-management bodies are essential for waste management and enforcement. Component 2: Habitat protection reduces gear conflict and protects shorelines, which in turn reduces vessel abandonment. Component 4: Community development empowers women's groups and fisher associations to lead harbor cleanliness, net repair, and recycling pathways. Component 5: Regional cooperation harmonizes gear marking standards, enabling traceability and accountability across borders. Thus, Component 3.1 stands on the shoulders of the entire project. Pollution management is not only technical, it is deeply institutional and systemic. A major value add of the BOBLME project is its linkage with GLOLITTER, the Global FAO-IMO initiative. This linkage provides 1. Harmonized methodologies for ALDFG assessments and gear marking. 2. Shared training resources, reducing duplication. 3. A combined regional platform, preventing isolated or fragmented efforts. 4. Access to global innovations, including FRP disposal technologies and recycling pathways. We are building not just a project, but a regional architecture for reducing marine litter. As implementation deepens, several priorities are becoming clear. 1. FRP disposal policy frameworks. 2. Harbor waste reception and monitoring systems. 3. Scalable, tamper resistant gear marking systems. 4. Community engagement, especially women. 5. Strong data systems for monitoring. 6. Regional coordination, because marine litter moves across borders. These priorities will guide Phase 2 implementation. To conclude, the Bob LME project is making important progress in diagnosing pollution sources, engaging national institutions, and strengthening systems for long term solutions. We now have the science, the institutional frameworks, and the regional platforms to make a meaningful impact. However, the threshold limits for a sustained impact is quite significant, and we do need support. We welcome you to join us in this mission. Thank you.